Hello everybody, welcome back to another Trainton World 5 video. We're back on the Southeastern high speed route again, and we're actually on the high speed part of the route. We're at Ashford International and we're going to be heading all the way over to St Pancras International. We are just about ready for departure. We've got the road already, the signal. So yeah, we're basically ready to go. We've got the line light, we're on the channel tunnel rail link power mode. So yeah, just awaiting departure, so let's get the doors shut. And we're running... Oh, okay. We're running fast to Stratford International, this is cool. Yeah, 47 miles non-stop. I didn't realise we were a fast one through Ebbsfleet. Well, that's cool. So let's get going. Let's get moving. I've not driven this part of the route in quite a long time. Yeah, it's been a fair while. But Ashford is pretty cool in the game, and you get the whole depot as well at Ashford, which looks superb. We're on kilometres an hour already, as we're sort of on the DC AC split together at the moment. And we join up. High speed 1 is there at the moment, or it's the channel tunnel rail links. We join up to that in a second. There's our speed board, which is in black because it's a kilometre an hour board, so 100 kilometres an hour. It's quickly a running brake test. We're 12 coaches as well. And on this service we get to go up, well, TVM 430, so we get to go up to, I think, about 140 miles an hour. So, you know, fairly quick. Right, let's go up to 100 kilometres an hour, and fairly soon you'll hear the ping of TVM starting, which is the French safety system, or French in-cab signalling system, which I suppose is used over here for a little bit as well. There you go, at 100. So we're joining up with the line now. Cool. I've changed the board to Stratford International as well, make it more relevant to our journey. So yeah, we now have in-cab signalling, so you won't see any colour light signals for the rest of the journey now. It's all just TVM flags. Which are the rather cool looking blue and yellow flags. The bus stop flags, pretty much. It should go up to 225. There we go, 225, so 140 kilometres an hour. 140 miles per hour. Which I think, as we're not running to Ebbsfleet, we will run at this speed. Or do we come down at Ebbsfleet? It may come down at Ebbsfleet, but if it doesn't, we may be at this speed for basically the whole journey to Stratford. 47 miles in, I think it was like 20 minutes or so, or 25 minutes. So we got a fairly long way. And lots of fairly steep gradients as well. But not that it really makes any difference for the Javelin. Let's get a so we'll wait until we're on the Medway. On the Medway Bridge, then we'll get a nice shot. So we're going over 100 miles an hour now. There's the DSD. There's the Cat Ace. She's here. Come on, go over there. But no, enjoying the little spout. Is that the sort of correct word? Of a bit of Southeastern high speed. It's been good. We've done a bit of freight, we've done a bit of 375, we've done the 465, so I thought, well, it'd be right to come on and do the Javelin. Trouble is with this section of the line though, we hardly do it because it's just not that interesting. Generally this part of the line, I mean it's cool, but it's just not interesting. But in a way it would sort of be nicer if it went beyond Ashford, so like Dover or somewhere like that, so then you'd get one of those, you know, half high speed, half third rail, when you do the power change over at Ashford and then continue, but you don't. Yes, this is long section at 225. There we go. And this bit goes on for quite some time. Been on this bit a few times in real life though. It's well, again, in real life it's not really too interesting once you've been on it once. It's like, oh yeah, high speed one. So now, what's everyone's favourite part of this route? Are you into the high speed bit, or is it not really your cup of tea? Yeah, what's your favourite part of this route? As in a way, it's almost two routes. You get the high speed bit from St Pancras to Ashford International. That's the Southeastern high speed bit. And then you then get the line from Dartford to Faversham, which is the North Kent line and the Chatham main line. Although you still get the set high speed services going along there, but at more conventional speeds. Hence why that bit is still Southeastern high speed. Triple two, 223, almost at 225. Somewhere along here we're going to, I think it's the North Downs Tunnel, which goes on for quite a while. And then we also get the Medway Bridge or Medway Viaduct, which takes us all across the valley, which is quite impressive. So that's 75 kilometres, so we've done about 10 kilometres I think already in about 5 minutes. Is this the North Downs Tunnel? No, not this one. I know there's a good spotting location along here when the trains come out of one of these tunnels. I think it might be here actually. You see a lot of videos on YouTube of the trains coming out the tunnel then being captured as they fly past at top speed. Because the Javelin can only go 225, but I think the Eurostar on this route can go up to... is it 300 it can go up to? So quite a bit more than the Javelin. Personally, when I'm going between Kent and London, or at least Chatham, I've been to Chatham a couple of times now for the Dovetail event. I actually prefer taking the Classic, the 375, just because it's comfier. Whereas the Javelins are okay. I mean, if you're going between Ashford and London, it probably would be best to take the Javelin, because going the other way takes, I think, quite a bit longer. But say from Medway, so Rochester, Gillingham, Chatham, doesn't make a big difference time-wise, whatever way you take. I suppose if you're going, you know, up north, probably best to take high speed one because it takes you to St Pancras. But usually I'm into Victoria, so it's just better taking the sort of the classic way. Via Bromley South. Well, again, it does give you a comfier seat. Because the Javelin seats aren't the best, not the worst though. I don't know, what does everyone prefer? If you're going between the Medway towns and London, what way do you prefer? High speed or classic? Because I mean the classic services aren't even much. What was that? Hang on, where did it go along? Was that the? I think it might have been here actually. Hang on. Was that another line there? Oh yeah, there's the other line. I think that is that the what could that be? Is that the line via Maidstone East? What were you saying? Yeah, I think if you go via Bromley South, it actually almost feels quicker. Because sometimes I think they'll issue Rochester, Bromley South, and then Victoria. Whereas if you take the Javelin, say from Rochester, you've got Strood, Gravesend, Ebbsfleet, Stratford, and then St Pancras. So it almost feels longer, more stops. Although some services via Bromley South also stop at Longfield and Mepham. Shouldn't be too far off the Medway Bridge as well. What's it been? 11 minutes. See, time goes slow on this as well. Also, you haven't got the luxury of cruise control on the Javelin either, which is sort of surprising. You'd sort of think this would have some form of speed control for the high speed bit. A bit like the TGV duplex, that's got the speed set, but then you can also change it to manual control for when you're on the sort of the classic lines in Marseille. But this doesn't have it. So it's all manual control. Let's get a flyby shot. That's it. That's if we can go faster than the train, which we can't. So a sort of a fly past shot. There are our 12 coaches. So I think we're coming up to the North Downs Tunnel. One of the big tunnels on the route. I mean, you've got North Downs Tunnel, Thames Tunnel, Tunnel 2 and Tunnel 1. That's sort of the main tunnels on here. In we go. And I think once we're out of here, we're not too far off of the Medway Viaduct, or I think it's Medway Viaduct, Medway Bridge. There's so many bridges across the River Medway. You've got the one on the classic lines, on the Chatham main line. I don't think that's actually called the Medway Bridge. I think that's called like Rochester High Street Bridge. And then you've got the high speed ones and the main roads right over the valley. Let's get that back up. Yeah, we get a photo once we're on the bridge over the valley. Probably one of the most impressive parts of this route. There we go. Which are we coming up to now? We're sort of dipping down. Maybe not just yet. But yeah, it's impressive. Especially on a good sort of clear day where you can see for miles on either side. Is this it coming up now? Is it now? Yeah, it is now, I think. Yeah, I think we're coming over it now. Which is quite impressive. Much more so in real life, as you can't see the hills over there. Let's get a shot. Yeah, I mean, in the game, it's not really that impressive. I mean, you can still see the edge of the map over there. See Rochester, though. Rochester Castle and Cathedral in the distance. Let's get a shot on the bridge. Even though, yeah, it's not really as impressive in the game as it is to real life. Get another one like that as well on that side. Cool, right. Then we climb up again. So we shouldn't be too far off of Ebbsfleet International now. And you've also got the junction, is it Forcombe Junction? But you've got the junction which then goes off to the Chatham Main Line near Farningham Road, where Eurostar used to run along before St Pancras, and the line from the junction to St Pancras was open. As for the first 13 years of the Eurostar, it had to go the slow way. And eventually then this bit opens and they could run half fast, half slow. Did anyone actually catch the Eurostar back in the day, when it used to run via like Herne Hill, Bromley South? I mean, that must have been weird, but cool. Lovely. Just trying to think what way they would have, because I don't know when this part of the high speed line opened. Yeah, I wonder where they ran when it first opened. Obviously, it came out of Waterloo, joined up with the Chatham Main Line, would have taken that all the way through to Swanley. And then from Swanley, did they then go down via Otford and Maidstone East to then join up with the Southeastern Main Line to Ashford, and then onwards into the Channel Tunnel? Yeah, I think this is the junction here, I think. Might be it. Is it here? Or a bit further up? Look at the gradient change here though. Look at that. It's like straight down. Ah, not just yet. Still 225. Just easy this bit. Easy and not that interesting. Hence why we don't do it often. Is this the junction? No, this is the junction here. So that then joins up with the Chatham Main Line near Farningham Road. Which I suppose isn't really used much anymore. Yeah, let me look up on Google Images. Did you? I suppose they must. Did they go via? It wasn't Tunbridge they went via, was it? Oh, it could have been via Tunbridge actually. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have a look. Yeah, did they go via? Did Eurostar used to go via Maidstone East or via Tunbridge? Eurostar. Eurostar. Tunbridge. Yeah, no, they went via Tunbridge. So yeah, would have gone down the Chatham Main Line down to Bickley, and then obviously gone on to the Southeastern Main Line from there. Yeah, pretty cool. It's weird to think though that Eurostar, or at least the old was it the E320, had a third rail chute. It's like, wow. Eurostar on third rail. Blimey, that feels a bit uncomfortable around that corner. I mean, it is 225, but we went proper over there. So we just flew past Ebbsfleet International. So from here it's about 16 miles to Stratford International. Yeah, always cool watching clips of Eurostar on third rail. Going into Waterloo. I don't know, I feel like Waterloo's sort of a grander station to St Pancras. I mean, St Pancras is a grand station as well, but there's London Waterloo, the whole sort of international section. Seems much more grand. Whereas I suppose going this way, and also the approach into London as well. Whereas coming into Waterloo, you would have sort of got to see the city building up and the skyline, etc. Now you're literally straight into the tunnel, out the other side. There you are, London. Although, of course, much faster. So I think it was a bit of a national embarrassment when Eurostar first opened. Obviously, that was like, wow, cool. But the fact, you know, on the French side, it was a high-speed line all of the way to Paris, pretty much. Whereas on the UK side, out the Channel Tunnel and off onto just a classic commuter line. Yeah, in 2007, Eurostar then went to St Pancras, where it has been ever since. And also quite exciting, but I think they are actually... oh, there's the case. No, don't go near there. I think Eurostar are actually considering routes into Germany. To Frankfurt, I think. Because that's the thing about Eurostar. It's sort of like a huge missed there was so much, I suppose, so much promise, and it had a really bright future when it first opened. You know, the Night Star, was it the Night Star? Which would have been, you know, Manchester down to, you know, it was going to be used for a lot of different things. Whereas obviously it never happened. So much potential, but yeah, never happened. I think that's why, is it Manchester International Depot? That exists because yeah, the Eurostar would have been maintained there. So they could do Manchester down to Paris, or Manchester to wherever else in Europe. It just never happened. So it's always just been London to Paris, and then Lille, Brussels, and Amsterdam now as well. But still, could be better. As I think they used to go to Disneyland Paris, that's gone. Used to go to Marseille, that's gone. And I think they went somewhere else as well. Am I forgetting somewhere? Oh, obviously Ashford International and Ebbsfleet International haven't had an international train, I think, since 2019. So it sort of just dwindled, I suppose. And you can't really blame people for taking the plane over the Eurostar, considering how expensive Eurostar is and how it only really goes to 3 places. I'm sure a popular route, if they ever did it, would be something like London to Barcelona or something like that. That would be quite popular. I don't know how long that would take, probably quite some time, but yeah, I wonder if that would be popular down into Spain. And I think Eurostar went to Marseille. Yeah, I think Marseille was another... No, we've already mentioned that. Popular during the summer. I think they went somewhere in the Alps as well. Right, it shouldn't be too much further, and we'll start getting brought down by the TVM for Stratford International. There we go, so down to, well, that's just telling us to get ready to slow down, but we're slowed down now, so down to 200. There you go. So as part of the next flag, we'll need to be at 200, so we'll slow down. I think it's 160 next. So popping it down at a nice rate. Yeah, go down to 160 by the next flag, and then I think 130 after that, so we'll just sort of let it continue to come down. It seems like a confusing system, TVM. It's not. When it flashes and tells you go 160, bring it down and don't speed. It's not too difficult. There you go, 130. By the next signal, 130. And I think it's down to 100 after 130. And of course you don't have to turn TVM 430 on. It is optional, but I would recommend turning it on. So we're right to the end of the platform at Stratford International, or Stratford Not So International, as it's never had an international train. As Eurostar, I think, refused to stop there during the Olympics, as they argued that you could just go to St Pancras and then go back a stop. And down to 80. There we go. Oh, we're following something. It's just gone back up. Yeah, following another train, it seems. Which is quite fun to do with TVM. I thought we were almost at Stratford. Something in the platform already, I suppose. Down to 80. Is this the end of the tunnel? I can see light at the end of the tunnel. 100 again. Execute speed of 100. And here we are. This is Stratford International. That's 47 miles in about 26 minutes from once we got going. Not bad going, really, for a UK journey. Although again, not that interesting once you've done it, you know, once or twice. You can absolutely fly into the station as we're going right down the end, proper long platform. There's the 6 coach marker. I don't know if there's a 12 actually. Is there a 12? Let's stop here. I don't know when there isn't a 12. Cool. Funny old end of the platform here. Then you got the Eurostar depot up there, which you can't go to, but pretty cool the way it sort of slivers through the through there. Cool. Now we go into Tunnel 1, which then takes us through to St Pancras. So the Javelin, which this will be what, the 16th year it's been operating, which is just mad. 16 years of the Javelin already. It's like, what? Huh? How? Almost becoming old. The door's shut. Again, as it's sort of a half minute, we'll We'll just go now. Right, let's go. Next up is St Pancras International. I wonder if there's any Javelin services which skip Stratford. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Sort of fast through Stratford and just straight, like literally fast from, well, I suppose empties will do that. But that'd be quite cool. It's fast all the way from St Pancras to Ashford. And into Tunnel 1, or London Tunnel 1. And straight up to 225 again. So once we get out of here, we have got to be fairly careful, because we actually come under a French safety, another French safety system, KVB. So if we're going too fast up to the buffer stop, it will slam the brakes on. So it's quite a cool route. You sort of get the French TVM for, there's basically 3 different types of safety systems in play. Well, obviously AWS, TPWS, AWS for the UK stuff, TVM 430 for the high speed bit, and then coming into St Pancras you also get KVB. Which just ensures you're going slow enough coming up to the buffers. So it sounds confusing, but it's not that bad. $200. It's not a long tunnel, this one, or not as long as Tunnel 2. Cool. Gentle bit of breakage. And then we'll be at London St Pancras, and that's a full run from Ashford to St Pancras along the actual Southeastern high speed. Which it is quite a cool route, and if you don't have it, would recommend it, because it does give you a nice variety of high speed and third rail. Which I suppose, I mean, there is no other routes, UK TSW routes, where you switch from AC to third rail. Don't think so. We haven't got any sort of cross London routes. Oh, hang on, no, there is, but not really. But I suppose it counts. That being if you're coming out of the depot at Woolston for the overground services, I think it's overhead wires, and you've got to switch to third rail. But at least sort of on the move, on the journey, no. Yeah, I think that's the only other place you've sort of got to change power. I think. Bit of AWS, liven up the journey. And there we go, light at the end of the tunnel, and we go over the East Coast Main Line. Here we are. Yeah, over the ECMA, you've got the canal tunnels down there. Double yellow, which I think does allow us into the platform. So you've got the 3 dotted dashes there. That will go 0, 0, I think, to begin with, which is I think 30 kilometers an hour, and then it will then go It doesn't clear us into the platform, then it will then go 0, 0, which is, oh no, 0, 0 to begin with, which I think is 30 kilometers an hour, and then 0, 0, 0 is 10 kilometers an hour. Just running a little bit early. Oh, it's gone 0, 0, 0 now, as we're coming up to the red, so that's KVB. Got some EMT HSTs over there as well. I'll stick the, not that, that's not the one. It's not that same key on TSW. Ignore that. I pressed Y on the keyboard, which for Train Sim Classic, which I've been playing quite a lot of recently, is the DRA. Let's get another little photo, if we can. It's quite cool. Oh, the pole in the way. Let's stick with what we got, maybe. As we sit and wait, we're in that's a neutral, and we just sit, full brake as well. Let's request to pass it, just to annoy the signaller. Have a stand up, stretch our legs a bit as we wait. There's the 395 though, it's got a pretty cool looking cab. With all the sort of third rail stuff and also the AC stuff. What time are we due into here? We're due in at 14 past and it's 11 past, almost 12 past, so hopefully whatever we're waiting for is on the way out. Hopefully we're not stuck, which is always something to consider on Train Sim World, a red light issue. Hopefully not. There's the passenger area. So passengers, we're just waiting for probably a service coming out of the platform, which is taking its time. We've got 1 minute. Oh, there we go, that's what we're waiting for. Right, let's sit back down. AF. It's not, can't be Ashford, can it? Maybe it is AF. Alpha Foxtrot 018. No, it can't be Ashford. Well, maybe it is. Have a 12 coach coming out. There you go, platform 12. You can see the KVB's sort of gone off. .40 kilometers an hour. Lovely. Got a bit of freight there as well. So we probably get the 0, 0 in a second again. Or was it 0, 0, 0? Which is for 30 kilometers an hour. That should appear shortly. Is that the little marker there? Should. Yeah, if you're a Southeastern high-speed driver, you've got to know all of this. There's so much you need to learn. I suppose it's like you've got a train driver, and then the next tier up is like high-speed train driver. The next level up. There you go, got the 0, 0, so that's something for 30 kilometers an hour. And then along here somewhere you'll get the 0, 0, 0, which is 10 kilometers an hour. So that should pop up fairly soon. There you go, 0, 0, 0 to 10 kilometers an hour. We have got a bit of a nose on this, so we've got to be aware of that. So once we can't see the buffer there we go, we'll let that roll to a stop. Here we are. This is St Pancras International, DRA. I'm not going to use the hotkey this time, as it wasn't the hotkey for DRA on this game, and set the tail lights as well. Tails, there we go. Well, and this then goes. Oh, it doesn't go anywhere apparently. Let's get the door shut. Let's get everybody for what's going on for today's Southeastern high-speed video on the actual high-speed bit. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. Links to the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Also our affiliate link for the lovely UK departure boards. See you all. Take care. Bye guys.